Welcome back. First she was out, now it looks like she's in. Elizabeth May, the leader of the Green Party, was not going to be allowed to take part in the leaders' debate on television. Now Stephen Harper and Jack Layton have apparently changed their minds. They're letting the Green Party leader participate. For her reaction, we've reached Ms. May by phone from her riding in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Elizabeth May, the other leaders changed their minds today, we're being told. But what about the broadcast consortium? Because it is ultimately up to them who participates. Do you know if they're going to allow you to take part?
I haven't heard officially yet, Harry, and I just want to say, first of all, that when you say the leaders have changed their minds, the Canadian public changed their minds for them. And I want to thank absolutely everyone who inundated the media, who inundated call-in shows and websites and the newspapers, letters to the editor sections. This issue really began to dominate the campaign in a way that Mr. Harper and Mr. Layton didn't like. And I'm enormously grateful to Canadians who responded really in a very nonpartisan way to insist I be there. That said, I don't think the consortium has any room to say no. The rationale they put forward when they said that I couldn't be in the debates was that 3 out of 4 party leaders had said they would not participate if I was there, and therefore there could be no debates if I was included. Obviously, that no longer exists as an obstacle. All the leaders, clearly some reluctantly, have agreed that I will be in the debates and they will show up when I'm there. So we really just, it's, I think, a formality to hear from the consortium, although I must admit I will feel much better when I've heard from them.
I'm sure you will. Have you or your representatives been in contact with them, or are you waiting for them to contact you?
Oh, no, we were in touch with them right away to find out when the next meeting would be to discuss the format and the process of having the debates take place. We know that informally we've heard that there was discussion in the consortium when they felt that I would be in the debates of how the seating arrangements would go and so on. And it wasn't until Mr. Layton and Mr. Harper basically threatened that they would not show up if I was included that the consortium made the decision to exclude me. Now that those leaders have said that they will be there if I'm there, then I think it's just really moving forward to figure out how we restructure the debates. We've had 5 leaders on the stage before. It won't be that unusual. And again, a deep vote of gratitude to all the Canadians who just wouldn't accept a bad decision. I'm enormously grateful, and I think it's inspiring for citizen engagement and democracy. It bodes well for the rest of this electoral campaign. You
certainly were getting no shortage of media coverage because of this, because of being excluded from the debates. What kind of a boost did it give you, the Green Party, and your campaign in this election?
Well, it's almost incalculable. We've basically been run off our feet. Just all of our volunteers, our party staff, the phones have been ringing off the hook in our riding associations and campaign headquarters across Canada. People have been calling in and wanting signs, wanting to donate, wanting to know, what can I do to change this decision? This is so unfair. So the public reaction has been simply overwhelming, and it has certainly helped us in many, many ways. It's raised people's interest in the Green Party because they wonder, what on earth were Mr. Layton and Mr. Harper so afraid of if she's on the stage? I'm looking forward to showing Canadians what it was that Mr. Harper and Mr. Layton were concerned about when I take my space on the podium with the other leaders.
How does taking part in these debates now change your election strategy or change the strategy of the Green Party going forward?
Well, it doesn't actually change our strategy because I always believed I'd be included in the televised leaders debate. Any other decision was so grossly unfair that we're moving ahead with the strategy that we had embraced from the beginning, that with all of the levels of support the Greens have achieved. For instance, I was very impressed with the analysis from Chantal Hébert in a column that pointed out we have a better case for inclusion in the debates than either the Reform or the Bloc had in 1993 when they first took the stage. So given that we believed we'd be in the debates, our election strategy has always been built around the fact that this was the election campaign for our breakthrough. It would be based on the better organization, better, very, very much more qualified and experienced candidates running for Greens across the country, better election financing, and frankly, we're better prepared and ready to participate and show Canadians that we're not a one-issue party. When we're in the debates, that's going to be the best way to dissolve the myth that the Greens are only about the environment. When people hear what we will do for tax fairness, for the middle class when they hear that we're fiscally responsible but socially progressive with a really effective working plan for the environment. Well, they're going to change their minds and vote green.
We will see, Elizabeth May. Listen, thanks very much. Good talking to you.
Thank you, Harry.
And I'm sure we'll speak again through this campaign.
I imagine we will.